You do not get what you want, you get what you are. Not everybody can embody the energy that they want. And I'm speaking to myself here, but I have been practicing what I preach. I had to realize that I thought that, you know, I was so confused. Why can't I have divine love? Well, how can you hold and embody divine love when you keep on allowing yourself to be disrespected and used and drained? You can't hold that. How can you want peace when you keep yourself in a chaotic environment and you keep messy people around you? How can you say you want to be rich, but you don't have the discipline to budget every month? Even if it's your budget is an extra $5 after your bills, or maybe you in the negative taking out payday loans, but to still budget and have that discipline. How can you say that you want to be treated nicely and valued, but you going around screaming at people within your household where nobody can really see when you are dysregulated? And y'all, when it be that time of the month, and or just you just under stress, those things happen, especially when you're dealing with children occasionally. So what I'm trying to tell you is you cannot hold what you are not prepared to embody. And that is the way that energy works. The universe, when you say you want something, but your small, consistent, or not consistent actions are showing something completely else. So, in order to truly get what you would like, you have to start becoming that person. You have to start doing things, align action. Yes, your faith is strong, but you can't just be faithful. You have to start changing how, if it's something like you want to, have more confidence, well, you got to change your dress, how you dress, and you got to change your hair. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to become my best version of myself. And that includes self love, finally, for myself. So I'm doing my hair, putting on this makeup, trying to grow out my eyelashes and take care of myself. And I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it because I want to feel good. The same way while I am doing movement and working out, I want to have great health. So what I want is to be healthy and to live a long life. Now, sitting around talking about how I want to do that, but not doing yoga, not stretching, not meditating, not eating right, not giving myself the nutrients it needs to be healthy. I am going counter against what I say I want. And so you would, sometimes like y'all want, like the phase I'm in now is small, consistent actions and developing the routines behind it. And I struggle, y'all, because like the things that I want from my life, like it's a lot. Like, so in the morning, every morning I wake up and I set my intentions. I meditate. I try to do my lymphatic drainage. Do I always do it? No, I struggle. I have these daily practices and like daily, things that I've developed for myself that I will be sharing on my new app that's coming. So everything that I share with the public, I'm testing on myself. And I'm not always disciplined enough to take the time in the morning to do that because I'm taking care of kids. I'm running around. Life happens, but what matters is that I'm trying to be consistent and I'm putting the effort forward. I'm marking off these times. I have very ambitious goals. So when I'm off work, I make sure I spend quality time with my kids. I make sure I resource to them. I make sure that I do their spiritual lessons with them. I make sure I get them outside. But then I have goals and things that are aligned action on my will, right, of who I am, that I am moving toward achieving. So eventually I want to be a businesswoman. So what am I doing? I am working on a project plan for my new app. And I'm doing it just 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day for right now until I have more time. And it depends. So like when I look at the center of me, and like I did a post about it, I look at all my what's around my will. I look at my relationships with my family. I look at my finances. I look at my career. I look at my spirituality and practice. I look at my health, and I say, how am I doing on all of these? And I set my daily, not, and it could be weekly depending on what your priorities are, to my priorities, and then I set actions. I set routines around those so that I can start becoming who I am in another timeline. But eventually I will timeline jump. I did a whole series on this, y'all. That is how you start embodying the energy that you want to become, or attracting the type of opportunities, the type of people, the type of environment. And y'all, I am seeing it. I am seeing people around me change. I'm seeing my own environment change. Now, one thing I want you to know though about attracting what you desire is that in order for you to bring in that new version of yourself, you have to strip away who you were, but not out of malice, but in appreciation for that person that you were, that got you to where you want to be, who held it down even if it was in survival. You give that person a hug, and you thank yourself for making it through those times. But you say, but it's time to move forward. But you have to understand that means that relationships, connections, jobs, friends, lovers, husbands, wives, all could be impacted if they're not in alignment with your higher path that you are calling in. Not only you're calling in, but you're doing it through consistent action. Those people will start to fall away. And it's not easy when this happens. Like, the people who know me right now, there was someone who literally said that I had the 7 plagues going on. And they're like, why are you smiling? Why are you laughing? And I'm smiling and I'm laughing because even though there is collapse all the way around me, I said it to a friend, I'm being reset. My friend told me, no, this is advanced recalibration. And he is right. It is advanced recalibration. And not people around me probably will not understand what is actually happening. But like when my basement was flooded, I had to throw away over 20 years of my life. About 2 weeks ago, I threw that stuff away in the dumpster with a smile on my face, y'all, because you can't define me by items. Of course, pictures and stuff got ruined, but I can't be defined by items. It's my energy that matters. It's the relationships that matter. And my family is healthy. My health is good. So while I lost a lot of stuff, I actually have retained what actually matters to me, which is my peace, my joy, and the safety and health of myself and the ones that I love. And so I am grateful. And I am grateful for that every day that I wake up. No matter what's happening, no matter who's trying to diminish me, no matter who's trying to humiliate me, no matter how much I lose, no matter where I am, I will continue to be appreciative for the abundance that is in my life. And that is the sentiment and the attitude that you have to take on your journey of becoming. You have to be in the energy of you are already enough. And you have to be grateful and grounded in the abundance that you have. And what you are becoming isn't because that you don't have it. It's just simply another point on your life path and your becoming. And you have made an intentional choice to move to that version of yourself, because the last version of you, that old chapter in your book, it's time to close it. And it's just that simple. All praise to the Most High God. Love to the Mother. Shalom Tukai. Peace.